G'day and welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron's $500 VT Commodore project. You may have seen in that last video where I went to do the rocker cover gaskets and found some iced coffee in there. Then I continued on and made a video on doing the intake manifold gaskets. And so far so good, besides the heater hoses. One of them's got a pinprick hole, but we'll sort that out. I'll put the link to those videos in the description and I'll put one up here for you. Now, in that part 6, I really wanted to chip away and get a heap of those little one jobs sort of scenarios done. Got the aerial sorted. I just got to finish off wiring it up. Can't remember what I was doing in the engine bay to find, rocker cover gaskets, just to fix that oil leak. I got the transmission leak I wanted to sort out. I've got a scenario in the boot where the spare tyre bolts down. That nut just keeps spinning, so I need to sort that out. But that's what I wanted to do in the last video. I found that intake manifold gasket leaking, so we had to rectify that. That rust repair that I'm trying to avoid, well, we'll get into it. Righto, so today's video, I really just want to knock out of the park all those little jobs. So heater hoses, finish off the wiring for the electronic aerial, and just have it at least running in place, or even get to the point where we pull it out and see if we can wire it in. But we won't get too excited on that one. Just get it so I can put it all back together, and we've got the plug there ready to go. I've got to get the bonnet back on, try and sort out this rust on the roof. I've brought the paint code, which was F129, I think it was, for this maroon. Now, I ain't no spray painter by any means, but we'll be able to make it look good enough. So with all that said, I'm just going to get stuck straight into it, and we're going to pull the heater hose assembly out. Because just do it on the bench, it'll make it 10 times easier. Alrighty then, let's go for the vacuum line first. Just get that disconnected so that can hang out the way. I'll go straight for these spring clips at the back on the firewall, and we'll disconnect those. With that disconnected, I'm just going to put a T on the top of that, just for top. Then that way, when we're pulling it apart on the bench, we know where it goes. Let's get the pointy nose pliers down there. There we go. Now these are coming off easy because I did change them out earlier, and again, the poor man pays twice. These are second-hand hoses off me mate's Statesman. Just disconnect this top hose, get that out of the way after we just put it all back on. And a massive shout out to, I had a follower reach out and say he's got a couple of spare hoses kicking around that I could have if I wanted them. So thanks mate for that. But it was just easy for me to go down and buy a couple from the good old auto store. Oh no. Alright, pull that one off. You can't really get these two mixed up. I should put something in there to plug it. Put that back on and plug that up. Rag. Hopefully that'll do the job. Oh, yeah, stop there. That'll slow it down anyway. That's that disconnected. Pop it out of that little holder and try and feed it out. There we go. Woo. Now, top, bottom. Let's have a look here. Now there are two different lengths. I thought they were the same hoses, but they're not. As you learn. That one there, that one there. Okay, what I'll do is we'll get the orientation of that. We'll have a look at it and see how that goes. What we'll do, we'll change out the bottom one to keep that configuration right. Where do I put my pliers now? Oh, there. Pull that back. Like that. What I'll do is we'll just sit that, is that like roughly on top, on the bottom, like so. So something around there. I'll just mark that in a rough one. Alright. That should pop off. Ta-da. Now you can put a bit of lube on these if you want. Let's get that lined up roughly. That's looking absolutely beautiful. And we'll do the same for the top and we'll put that all back in. Okay, while we let that settle for now, I did get a little bit of fluid to come out of here. I've topped it up with rainwater, so it should be a good thing for now. Again, I probably should have just filled it up with water initially, but you get that. So this is the top hose that was suspect. And if we just have a look along here, you can see like evidence of the coolant leak. And if you go to about there, you can actually see the little pinprick hole there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's the tiniest little evidence there. But then going up a bit further, oh, we've got you on camera, there we go. We're going up a bit further, we've got a bit of, you know, just wear and tear of where it's been sitting on a brake line for a long time as well, which wouldn't be a good thing either. Okay, well, it was good to change them out. I'll just check this oil. Now it should be absolutely clean as a whistle because it's fresh. Let's have a look. Make sure we've got no iced coffee this time. Ooh boy, let's have a look. See if you guys can see that beautiful 15W40 diesel engine oil. So it's just over full, but remember the last time we had iced coffee up to about here. So that's a good sign, considering we only had it running for a little bit. I'll give the engine a bit of a clean off because I spilled a bit of coolant, and then we'll, what is the next stage? We'll run it up, I guess. Before we run it up, I'm going to put the pressure tester on there one more time, but I'm pretty confident I've got it right this time. Let's undo this. How good's that for these coolant buckets? Absolutely love these. This was just an eBay special for a couple of bucks, but it does the trick. Now really, I just tipped that out, there's just water, but if you had coolant in there, you could potentially grab your coolant container, sit that back over the top, you just pull that little plunger thing out that gets stuck in place with the O-ring, e.g. it's an eBay special, so you pull that out, allows that coolant to flush back into your container, and you've got minimal spillage. I reckon they are worth every dollar. Hope for the best. Why are you playing up, mate? Okay, just over 10. And the cap decides it wants to play up. Just over. We've just gone to about, what's that? That is about 11 psi. Got a little bit of leakage from the cap here. It's been a pain in the butt. We'll have a look over the system, see if we've got any other leaks anywhere else. Using a bit of solvent 88, which is basically brake cleaner, which my mate Matty left here. Awesome, thanks mate. Give the engine a quick hose off with that. Give that. Whoa. With that sitting just on that 10 psi mark, I've got the smallest little leak around the cap, but everything else is looking good. Let's have a look under here. Top hose. I was trying to look down that bottom hose, bit hard with the camera. Nothing around there. Two hoses at the front here are looking awesome. And down in that rail there, probably needs another wash. I can't see anything dripping, which is a good sign. And then obviously the heater core, hopefully that's not leaking, because then the car can go in the bin. Anyway, I reckon we'll be safe to start that now. Okay, there we go. Might just give that another top up. We will need to bleed the system again once I get it running a bit more, just get it up to temperature. But for now, I reckon if I get it in the hole, should be right. I'll bring you guys along for a ride of let's start it up for the first time in a while and see if that lifter tick's still there. I'm probably getting sick of me trying to do this lifter tick bloody thing, eh? All right, let's go. Wow, it was there for a bit and disappeared. Obviously a bit of belt squeal from the water falling. Open the door up. Well, hopefully that's the last time we have to do anything major on this engine. I have a feeling there'll be something to do with aircon on this later, but for now, mechanically, hopefully it's all right. But I just got to double check that transmission leak we had from previous episode. But let's get this bonnet on. Now this was one of those jobs I was meant to get around to doing while the big fella was home. I think I probably should wait, but we'll give it a go on my own. The only thing I can see going wrong is that I've got the bonnet out in the sun. Today is 30 something degrees, 36 degrees. I'm going to sit it on top of here somehow, and the best way to take the Commodore bonnet off if you are doing work on it is there's just a 13mm bolt that goes through the side. You cannot really stuff that up, so let's position them in a good spot and hope for the best. All right, what we might do, I'll move that cushion, just put it at the front there, so if I lose balance, a work shirt there-ish, that'll be all right. Slide in somehow and on. Nope. Yep, nope. Press that there. Okay, slide this one in without catching that rag. I'll get one of you guys to jump on the other side for me. Oh, should have waited for the big fella, shouldn't I? Now I've got to find the hole. Stay there. Gas strap back on. See if I can hold that there. Hold that there. Whew. Gas strap there. Find the bolt. Ta-da! And with the power of YouTube, we got a bonnet on. Whew. I definitely recommend getting a mate to give you a hand with that one. We'll tighten that up, reconnect the washer jets. Okay, done. Done. Washer jet time. Connect that up. Moment of truth. Will the bonnet shut nicely? Looking good. Ta-da! Alrighty then. Start that up and let that run for a while. Well, the old girl's been running for about half an hour now, and all the handprints and greasy fingers and all that sort of stuff's burnt off. It's actually sounding all right. Temperature's running good. I just gave it a quick bit of a tidy up, clean some of the bits and pieces out, but hopefully we're getting a couple of steps further forward. What are we at there? Can you see? We are at a third-ish. About a third, yeah, it's about a third. That's about normal there. Heater's on, so I can turn that off now. And will the aircon turn on? Got a green light. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I didn't hear a clutch kick in. Let's go see. Let's see if a clutch kicked in. I doubt it. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear the idle jump up either. Nope. We don't have an aircon. So we're either low on gas or there's a fault there. Which one do you reckon it would be? I'm going to put my money on. There's a gasket that sits on top of the compressor there. Either that's failed, the little O-ring, or the condenser, or the compressor, because it's been sitting for so long. But what I'll do, I'll hit up a mate, see if I can borrow some nitrogen, and we'll charge up the system through the high side and just see if we've got any leaks, and then we'll fault find it from there. Rightio, well, I've got to move on to that wiring I wanted to do for the aerial. Got the soldering iron ready, got the wires ready. We'll just tuck that up, put the ECM back in, put the kick panel in, and then that'll be that job done too. So I'll start by just joining up the green wire, and we'll solder that into place and then put some heat shrink over the top of it. And that's your main power wire to that aerial. Do that. Grab the soldering iron. Now I've got this little electric Tool Pro one. I reckon it goes alright, eh? It's not hot enough for some stuff, but it does the job for this little stuff. There we go. 2 wires connected, long enough to go around to the back of the stereo. So what I'll do for now is I'll tuck that up under the glove box here somewhere, and then we can put this all back together. Another job done. Mission out the way, I've just turned the car around. Let's see what we've got in the boot. That's right, I threw all the spare parts in here. We'll just pull all that out, and then I'll show you what I was talking about with that spare tyre area. Alright, now, does anyone know the difference between Series 1 and Series 2 hubcaps? We'll just have a look, I'll show you. Here we go, these are the hubcaps I brought for, I think I got them for like 20 bucks or 50 bucks, but I've got a set of 4. But they are different. So, we've got the ones that came on the car, we only had 2, to that. Is that Series 1 or 2? Or is that Series 1 or 2? Not that it matters, but it's just out of curiosity. Take there, up to there. Now, see the spare tyre bolt, how that nut's come off? I was thinking, how the hell am I going to get the welder under here to weld it up? And because the nut goes underneath, like so, I was thinking, well, why don't we just put that on top, mark around it, and then just drill a couple of little holes, and then plug weld it. So we'll hold that up into position, and just put a plug weld on each corner. That should be job done. There we go, couple of marks. So what we'll do now, I'll get a drill bit, and we'll go like there-ish, there, there, and there. Go. Couple of holes drilled out, it's G-clamped in place, earth's connected, but before we do that, let's disconnect the battery. Yeah, any welding you do on a vehicle, it's always safe practice to disconnect the battery, so I've already got the earth terminal loose. Let's just see if I've got the positive loose, and we'll pull that off as well. Nope, I've got to go get a spanner. Alrighty then, that's that. So that's just a bit of insurance. Oh, wait, you get out of it. Okay, now we can go back and we'll weld these little spots into place. Job done. Give it a coat of paint. How annoying is that? It's like, what, a couple of second job to do, but you would have been putting up with that for ages, I reckon. Now I just put some, a couple of coats of paint on it, leave it for a bit, and we'll move on to, I don't know, another job. Beautiful. That'll do. We can attack that later. Look at the boot. Oh boy, I just had one of those moments where I was like, Byron, you're an idiot. Why don't you bring the car into the shed so you're not working in the sun? Anyway, I've had a crack at doing the repairs on the roof. I'm not going to video that because I'm absolutely useless at it. So let me know what I've done wrong. It's perfectly okay. What I'm going to move on to now for another easy kick of the goals is work out which engine cover to put on. Much of a muchness, aren't they? Anyway, we'll throw an engine cover on it, tidy up the engine bay, and while this, what's it called, high fill primer sets, and then I'll give it another rub back, and then we'll give it a prime, and then we'll try and paint it. Oh man, I hate this kind of stuff because I just get too focused or too caught up in it and trying to make it look too nice, and then you like look at this bit here and you look at that bit there, and anyway. Oh yeah, that's what you've all been waiting to see. Yeah, anyway, it's looking factory again. Got to give it another tidy up. We'll give it another general pressure clean, but I'm pretty happy with the engine bay at the moment. The roof, I've just given that a bit of a rub back with 400. I think I might have done something wrong in the front here with the rust converter and primer, but I'll just have another crack at it after. But that'll do. I've given it a rub back, wax and grease remove. Just give it a coat with that grey primer now, and then we'll let that set, and then we'll give it a coat of paint. Just went to go get myself a cool drink and found the shopping list for the VT Commodore. Oh, what else do we need to sort out? Steering wheel, that's right. Seat belts. Roof lining, we'll sort that out a bit later. Roof rust we're working on. Antenna, we can tick that off. Left hand inner guard, we can tick that off. Left hand strut, oh yeah, that's done. Brake fluid we've done. Power steering fluid we've done. Fuel filter we haven't done. Yeah, pretty much that list is looking awesome. There's a few things I didn't have added on there, but we can just add them as bonuses. All right, we're looking at the primer. It's out here in the sun, heating up. Now I'll give it a good shake, and we'll give a couple of coats of that. A couple of coats of primer, and I've done a little bit of a rub back on it. Wax and grease remover again. Let's see if I can get it right. Just a quick light coat. Hopefully I've got it right. I probably need to mask more, but yeah, hope it doesn't stick out like that. Orange dog balls. Oh no, we'll let that set for a bit, and then I'll try and do another couple of coats. Well, let me know what you think. It's about the third coat of the paint coat. I don't think it's looking too bad. Again, you'll be able to see that little, I'm trying to feather it in like you're meant to, make it so it fades in. But all those channels, oh, we might have to go back down in there again. But yeah, for what it is, I reckon I've done it right. I can just see a bit of a tinge change there, so I might try and, what do you call it, blend it. Otherwise, for a $500 nugget, good from far, but far from good. I don't think it turned out too bad. I've put a couple of coats of clear over it, and we'll just let that set now. All right, that's under the rubber. And again, I'm no spray painter, panel beater, champion expert, but again, the whole idea was just to fix up that rust. I guess what we'll do now is just let the paint just do what it has to do, harden up a bit. I'll come back to it later and we'll try a bit of polish over it. All right. And obviously feel free to let me know in the comments of what I could do better for next time. But this is just what I remember from good old trade school. I probably could have used a bit smaller rope under that, or string. Here I am worried about what I've done. Look at the boot, look at the clear coat coming off. Oh well, it's looking pretty. So I'm thinking, because I've done a couple of coats of clear, is this where, because it's just feeling that just on the verge of, it's smooth but not 100% smooth, is this where you use the 1200 wet and dry? Just a couple of little, you know, like fade out sort of scenarios, and then you use like the T cut and polish just to blend it sort of in. Let me know. I'm not 100% sure. Then you got the roof bloody shit there. Anyway, I had a crack. That's the main thing. What's going on here? Anyway, there'll be a bit of black plastic over that anyway. Give the windows a clean again later. And then you come down the front and it's clear coats come off anyway. Well, what do you think? From there, does it look all right? Well, at least we kicked a few little goals today and just chipped away on the old Nugget. It's slowly getting there, and I'm hoping that the old fella that used to own it would be proud of what we've done to keep it, well, getting it back on the road. But I tell you, just little jobs like that spare wheel, the nut that's broken off, how long was that like that for? How long was the aerial just not working for him? Just little jobs that I've ticked away at to get done to make this thing more user-friendly. Well, on that note, dirty thumbs up. I hope you've enjoyed this video of just chipping away at little bits and pieces. The next video, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get a permit on it and take it for a drive. And I'll tee up with one of the local workshops to see if we can get a quick wheel alignment done. Because I think the major things to suss out now is going to be transmission. Hopefully it was a weep. I've got to jump underneath, we'll double check that. A wheel alignment, fuel gauge could be a little bit dicky, but we'll suss that out when it runs out and find out if the gauge is empty or full. And then aircon, but that's not a necessary at the moment. Anyway, righto, well, dirty thumbs up, take it easy, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Who comes down the shed and goes, Dad, can I move it? Yeah, no worries. Does he look good in there or what? You gonna bring it out? Oh, look at it, you gotta put your arm on the window there. That's it. Might have to work on those biceps, but looking good, mate. You're looking good. All right, once again, take it easy and see you when I'm looking at you.